So, as I may have mentioned in my previous list of computer games I think people should play, one of my favourite cassettes was TT Games Lego Games collection. I I know people might find these repetitive or gameplay very similar and boring as time goes on, but I personally find they're fun to play, and they're fun to play. They're easy to understand, and I just find them fun. So today I'd like to talk about the Lego games made by TT Games, but specifically those based on comic licenses, i.e., DC and Marvel comics, because these developed over time, and I do think they show how far the Lego games came. So to start off with, in 2008, after the success of games such as the Lego Star Wars games and Lego Indiana Jones, they set out making their latest one, Lego Batman the video game. Now, Lego Batman was different because with the previous two, they always had a set structure, i.e., follow the movies. You played through all of the events of the movie and then went back through and collected all the stuff you missed. With Lego Batman, while the core principles remain the same, they didn't have one set story to follow. I mean, the Batman movies at the time, stuff like Tim Burton's movies and Joel Schumacher's ones, and The Dark Knight had recently come out. But yeah, they didn't really have a set flow to them. So yeah, they had to come up with three. I mean, it still played the same as the previous games. There were three separate stories. They had an overarching story, which is that all the criminals had escaped from Arkham Asylum, and it was your job to put stop their evil plans and put them back in. A Riddler was planning to rob the Gotham Gold Reserve with the help of Clayface, Mr. Freeze, Poison Ivy, and Two-Face. Penguin was attempting to release robotic penguin goons all over the city with the help of Bane, Catwoman, Killer Croc, and Man-Bat. And the Joker was, of course, planning to release Joker gas over Gotham with the help of the Mad Hatter, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow, and Killer Moth. So it was your job to play through each one of the episodes, defeat the bad guys and put them back in Arkham Asylum. But then once you had done that as Batman and Robin, you also had the opportunity to flip to the other side and play through the story again as the villains, this time committing the crimes, which it was a fun flip to do. And yeah, it proved a very successful game. So while TT Games went on developing other licenses, such as Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter, in 2012 they released Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes, which expanded on it a little bit much. This time there wasn't three separate episodes to play through, it was one giant overarching story, and as such they included a bit more. This time being that Joker had teamed up with Lex Luthor, with Lex planning to use the Joker's gas to influence the presidential election, and Joker planning to use an invention of Lex's to basically deconstruct Gotham City and cause chaos. Meaning Batman and Robin in the game had to team up with Superman in order to put a stop to the evil villains and put them away. And in the last two levels, you also got access to. The story also included other DC superheroes such as Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Cyborg. Which, yeah. And the game also was apparently a good success. So in 2013, they decided to try their hand at the other big company, Marvel, with Lego Marvel Superheroes. This one followed the same thing. There was a bigger overarching story, but also it felt also a little bit bigger. Whereas in Lego Batman 2, the city was still set into three separate areas. This time you had a chance to fully explore all of New York City, along with famous locations associated with Marvel Comics, such as Fisk Tower, Stark Tower, the Baxter Building, the Kronos Corporation, and Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. The plot for this one saw the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men teaming up to try and combat a plan made by famous supervillains such as Magneto, Doctor Doom, and Loki. It was your job to stop them, and the final battle took place against Loki controlling Galactus, which was still a pretty fun game. In 2014, they went back to DC and released Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. The story this time being that Brainiac, the kind of famous Superman villain, he was now attempting to he had captured all of the kind of Lantern Corps and were planning to use their power to shrink and collect planets. And while this game was in a sense a little bit smaller than Lego DC superheroes, it was also bigger. I mean, while you could no longer explore Gotham City or Metropolis or something like that, it still gave you a lot of places to explore, like the Batcave, the Hall of Justice, the Hall of Doom, the Moon, the Watchtower, and critically, you could explore every Lantern planet, which you had to do in order to find all the collectibles in the game. So you got to visit places like Ismalt, Tokara, Quad, Oa, Odin, Nock, and Zamaron. Which, in a sense, the game was smaller as you could no longer explore the big cities, but you could now explore entire planets, and that was huge. And it was, once again, a fun game to play. In between that and the next game, they also released Lego Marvel's Avengers, which was a bit more like the kind of original Lego games in that, while you could still do all the stuff that you could in Lego Marvel superheroes, it was following the events of the first two Avengers movies with bonus levels that followed the events of Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, and Captain America the Winter Soldier. So it was more or less the same as Lego Marvel superheroes, just with a few things different, and it was okay. In 2017, though, they released their next kind of big one, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. And this compared to Lego Marvel Superheroes, this was huge. This time the story being that the kind of Mad Conqueror Kang had he had a big plan to bring together pieces from alternate dimensions and put them all together into one glorious mega city, and then force everyone to battle each other, which was also pretty fun and featured while the Fantastic Four and the X-Men were removed, this time it was the Avengers, the Inhumans, and the Guardians of the Galaxy. And the map allowed you to search everywhere from Manhattan, Man-Thing Swamp, Wakanda, Medieval England, Nueva York, Saqqara, Asgard, Xandar. There was also Hala, Ancient Egypt, Manhattan Noir, Atalan, Nowhere. I think that was it. Also Kang's Citadel. And basically allowed you to explore all these kind of different dimensions in one big city. And this, I recently finished playing back through this game, trying to get 100%, and it's just a ton of fun to play through. Just seeing all the characters interact off each other, it did really well. But the final one I want to talk about is 2018's Lego DC Supervillains. Now, while the previous games had focused on, from DC at least, had focused on Batman and the heroes of the DC universe, this one flipped things around, removing the heroes from the action, instead making you play through as the villains, as they discover that a group known as the Crime Syndicate, or as they call themselves now, the Justice Syndicate, had sent Earth's heroes away, and you had to find out what they were up to, put a stop to it, and also cause as much chaos as possible. Whilst also allowing you to explore the properties associated with DC Comics, i.e. you got Gotham, Arkham Asylum, but then you also had places like Metropolis and Smallville. So yeah, just to be able to explore all these places in the Lego characters, playing through these games, it was just a ton of fun. So yeah, those are the main ones I want to talk about. And I know people can say, oh, they're boring, oh, they're repetitive, there's nothing really challenging about them. I don't think they're meant to be challenging. I personally just find them a ton of fun to play. I mean, yeah, okay, they might, for hardcore gamers, they might become a bit repetitive, but for casual gamers like myself, the Lego series, it's pretty good. I mean, if you're looking for something more bigger, you could go for some of the other Lego games, like Lego Dimensions. That proved to be particularly popular, but the ones based on DC and Marvel Comics, I feel were pretty good. They allowed us a good view into the world, and I personally feel they're fun to play through. That's what I like about them. Well, there you go. My views on the TT game DC and Marvel games. Yeah, they're pretty good. Till then, see ya.